Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So after I did that first Loki is gender fluid video, which absolutely went crazy, it's got over 20,000 views now, over 1,600 dislikes, and over 1,000 comments. I made that video to show how Disney, when it's beneficial for them to virtue signal and put in place the idea that a character of theirs who shapeshifts is gender fluid, then they can use that to spin their narrative to say we've got a gender fluid character in our universe. Now, when I made that video, a lot of people said, but the Norse mythology, but the Norse mythology, but my Norse mythology. I've got over 1,000 comments saying, look at the mythology. Okay, I get that. The mythology. He shapeshifts. Okay, cool. I'm talking about Marvel using this to push their agenda, which I showed in that previous video, when they put Disney characters in front of a rainbow flag and they're doing it to push their agenda. But I said in my next video, I would be proven right because Tom Hiddleston is a straight character, a straight white male character, cisgendered, and he would be called out for being cisgendered because he's playing a gender fluid character or an LGBTQ character. I said that would happen, and that is exactly what happened in my next video, which I showed you. I've also been further vindicated by someone who responded to Kate Herron's tweet from the last video I just put out about how Marvel Studios Canada stuffed up and they had to delete a tweet about putting out an image of Hunter B-15 from the series who is not actually a Loki, but it was a potential spoiler, but it turned out not to be true. But someone responded to Kate Herron, the showrunner of the show, and said something very interesting that vindicates me even further. So don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, or the dislike button, either way, I don't mind. Share this video out, and let's take a look at what I'm talking about. Okay, so the tweet here, which is now deleted, which I'll go back on, now deleted, but the tweet here from Kate Herron, who's the showrunner for Loki, says, I didn't know this was Hunter B-15's past, another plot twist. It says, in case it isn't clear, I'm 100% joking, and now it's deleted, but this is what I'm talking about. This reply here, this person who claims to be gender fluid, which is the representation they're going for, the people that they want watching the show, and feeling represented by having Loki gender fluid in the show, says, I hope you're joking about this whole Sylvie thing and your shitty gender fluid representation. Then they get a response that says, yikes, you're against the gender fluid, or in brackets more accurately, sex fluid representation since Loki shapeshifts a lot in the show. And then this is what they say. Of course not, all caps. I'm gender fluid and I wanted a proper representation. So even the representation you're giving of Loki being gender fluid in this show doesn't fit the narrative for these people enough, which is always what's going to happen. You're never going to satisfy these people. I'm not taking away anything from this person being gender fluid, but when you try and put this representation into every goddamn thing to try and please everyone in everywhere, you can't do it. It's just not possible. So you're trying to bend over backwards as a company to be this inclusive rainbow flag pushing, gender fluid, inclusive, but people aren't happy with it, and you're getting called out by Inverse, which is what I showed in my last video, my other video on this, where it says, Marvel's Loki reveal isn't perfect. Tom Hiddleston is a cisgendered man, and casting cis actors in trans roles is frowned upon. And then you have someone who claims to be gender fluid saying, this is shitty gender fluid representation. So I have been further vindicated by people who are not happy with the show because the representation is, quote, shitty from people who they are trying to represent in the show. And you've got writers from Inverse saying it's not good to have Tom Hiddleston, a cisgendered actor, play a gender fluid character. So you're trying to bend over backwards to please this crowd, this woke mob who doesn't really care, honestly, about the stuff you're putting out. They just want to see it for representation on the screen. Oh, my representation. I'm getting a gender fluid Loki. Oh my God, I feel so happy. I'm so represented, which they say is shitty anyway. So you're only going to shoot yourselves in the foot going forward, Marvel. So maybe just stick to making good stories, making good adaptations of comic books and good shows, good stories, instead of worrying about whose toes you're going to step on every step of the way to please people who are part of this community or this community or this community. Just make a story that people can relate to, whether you're black, gay, straight, trans, upside down, nothing, furry, I don't care. Just make a good story that everyone can relate to and stop worrying about how people are going to feel at every turn, every corner. Clearly, it hasn't worked for you so far. So further vindication for me and more interaction for me, because 20,000 views on my first video, over 1,000 views on the second one, a lot of interaction, a lot of people not very happy. but I'm not the one you're trying to be representative of. And the people who you are trying to represent Marvel, they think it's shitty. That's a quote. They think it's shitty, and just do better. Do better. That's all I'm going to say. Do better. So make sure you smash the like button or the dislike button. I don't mind either way. Thank you all for coming and watching this one. Subscribe to the channel, share this video out, and I'll see you in the next one.